In the last video, we created this rebuild images synced with text updates, and the most challenging part was the sync, where we solved it using onUpdate and progress tracking. It worked, but it was a bit complex. In this video, we'll go with a much simpler and more straightforward solution. If you haven't seen part 1, I will link it in the description. The HTML, CSS, and the full first approach are all covered there. If you just want this simpler solution, watch there until 3 minutes 40 seconds and come back to complete here. First, let's create our text timeline. And duration 0 on the timeline defaults mean the text switches are instant, no fade, just clean cut that stays perfectly in sync with the scroll position via scrub. And the new solution for the text sync is simple. As you know, each image reveal is one duration, and our text for image 2 should appear and text 1 should hide when we reach the middle of that first reveal. So we add a direct number 0.5 after the animation starts. Then we add our text timeline into our main scroll animation at position 0. So it runs in sync with the image reveal from the very start. And for text 3, it should appear after 1.5 from the start. That's the midpoint of the third image reveal. And same pattern for all texts. This worked perfectly for our 5 images, but if we add or remove an image, this logic breaks. We would have to manually update every single line. Instead of jumping straight to loop, let's first look for the pattern. Every step is doing exactly the same thing. We are hiding one text, showing the next one, and moving 1 second further along the timeline. The only thing that changed are which text we are targeting and the timeline position. That's exactly what loop is good at. We start at 1 instead of 0 because the first text is already visible by default, so there is nothing to animate for it. Now E becomes the changing value. When E is 1, we are dealing with text 2. When it's 2, we are dealing with text 3, and so on. The next question is, where does this position come from? Remember the manual version. Our switch happens at 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5, and so on. So this formula simply generates the same position automatically. Instead of hard coding every number, the loop calculates them for us. And as a last step, like we did in version 1, we update our end to be flexible, no matter how many images or text we have. And one last detail to make this feel more polished, a subtle upward drift on each image as it reveals, running parallel with the clip path. And that's it. Same effect, cleaner code. The onUpdate approach from part 1 worked, but this loop pattern is easier to read, easier to maintain. If you would like more creative development like this, subscribe and hit the bell. See you in the next week.